And you know the music, that means it's Bond week here on GMA, the new James Bond film, No Time to Die, officially on the big screen here in the U.S. just a few days.
And this morning, we're kicking off our blockbuster Bond week. Oscar, Emmy winner, Rami Malek, who plays the villain in the franchise's 25th thriller. It is wonderful. We just love having you here.
I love being with you guys. You know that. I think America knows that.
I hope so. And speaking of overseas, huge this weekend.
Yeah.
Tell folks here in the U.S. when it happens what they can expect.
Well, we broke some records over there. This film, Bond, it's part of our cinematic backbone as a culture, right? It's woven into our history of film in a way that nothing else is. It's special. You get that vibe that it's special. You can feel it. It's palpable. And this film is all of those things you want in a Bond film. It's exhilarating. It's exciting. Heart-pounding. And what Daniel's done is bring this emotion that I've never felt with a Bond before. He really gets in there and he breaks your heart at times. So it's more emotional than any Bond film you've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
This one's special.
You talk about how special these films are. You get to be a part of now this history you just spoke of. You just won an Oscar a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And the big premiere for James Bond, I think we have some video of it, but royalty was there. You're hanging out. What has your life been like? Are you still having those moments where I just pinch myself about what you've gotten to do, or is this just par for the course for Rami Malek now?
No, man. I will always remember TJ being a kid, and not a kid, but early on in my career, and getting that first phone call of my first job, and taken aback and still kind of screaming on the phone. That still happens. Happened with Bohemian, happens with this. It never stops. I still feel like a kid in a candy store. And with Bond, what could be better?
Wow. Yeah. You're the bad guy. In Bond. No,
in Bond.
In Bond. That's right.
In Bond.
In Bond. I want to pronounce it right. Lucifer?
Lucifer, yes, yes.
Tell us how you got in character.
It's difficult because usually I try to pull from some empathetic part of who I am to bring to this role, and I just started investigating the psychology of what brings someone to do such brutal, horrific acts. I think, you know, we saw one a little earlier in this segment, but he's distant from me, so I had to reach. I had to kind of think, remove yourself from that empathy. And try not to make him this cackling megalomaniac. We've seen that. Make it very personal to Bond, right? I wanted him to be meticulous and precise in his kills. It's not about good versus bad or hero versus villain. I think what Safin thinks is, I strike first and I strike fiercest.
Ooh, fascinating. Wow, let's take a look.
Oh, wow.
So here I am, their invisible god, sneaking under their skin.
You know that history isn't kind to those who play God.
And you don't? We both eradicate people to make the world a better place. I just want to be a little tidier.
It's just something about you. When we see you in character, it's like you just envelop it all. And we remember when you were here a couple years ago, and it was confirmed that you were going to play the villain.
Yes.
With Daniel Craig, against Daniel Craig. And you said, that's going to be interesting to go up against him.
Yes.
So how was it?
Robin, it's everything you would want it to be, really. Yeah. You see him one-on-one, and there is a very fine line between Daniel Craig and James Bond, I'm realizing. I like to think of the character as Bond as being very altruistic. I don't think he's out for any personal goal or ambition. He really wants to look after humanity. And microcosmically, I think that's how I see Daniel. He's so selfless on set. He is the essence of what it means to be a leader. He carries his troops with him and he elevates them. So it's inspiring when you get to work with a guy like that day in and day out. Just, again, pinching myself. And to have scenes with someone that just elevates your game. But again, he does that with everybody on set. I mean, I couldn't say greater things about it.
Yeah. That's the fun part, but is it draining to play a villain?
It is. Is it a dream to play a villain?
Draining.
Draining. No, well, not when you have someone like Daniel there helping you out, because he knows what it takes. You know, it's his world. You step out there, and if you know, it's going to be a bit daunting, but he was always there. He was always there, and I know what that takes. So this man deserves all the recognition, and I'm talking. I think a trophy should be coming his way. That's for sure.
Boy, a trophy coming his way, but a kiss was coming your way. You have to explain this to me. Some complicated scene you all had, and you end up in a kiss with Daniel Craig or with James Bond. Who? Explain this, please.
Yeah. Oh, Daniel loves this story. Yeah, we had a tricky scene, and I felt it wasn't quite working. I could tell Daniel felt it wasn't quite working, so we called off the day of shooting, which you can probably only get away with on a Bond film. Went to rehearse. We sat down. We got together. We started talking about the philosophy of good and evil, and these guys sitting down, maybe they're having a glass of wine at dinner. Think about it like that. We got to a really juicy moment, came up with something special, and he just kind of embraced me and gave me a smooch. And I was taken aback, and I looked at Barbara Broccoli, our producer. I said, "Does that make me a Bond girl?" Silence.
Rami, thanks for coming.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Can't wait to share this with all of you.
No Time to Die hits theaters here in the U.S. this Friday.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.